If you are using a Ryzen X3D CPU and you are chasing maximum gaming performance without stutter, crashes or crazy temperatures, this video is for you. I'm going to show you a real-world PBO and Curve Optimizer setup that I personally tested for hours in Star Citizen, one of the most CPU-sensitive games out there. My setup will cut your temperatures from 5 to 10 degrees while giving you the perfect boosts there where it matters, in the gaming. This is not YouTube benchmark. This is about stability, smoothness and efficiency. If you like this kind of videos and you find my video helpful, consider subscribing down there, liking and sharing with your friend. Now let's get started. In a lot of YouTube videos, you will see optimization of the Ryzen processors that are too aggressive. Either they are going too much on the underworld and then trying too much to overclock it, at the same time cutting voltage and putting more stress on it so that it can get a better benchmark. And the temperature will skyrocket even with the underworld. If you are like me and you were having a lot of instability and you were thinking that your Ryzen CPU for some reason cannot go under -20 on undervolting, well, you are on the right place to find out that your CPU is capable of much more. I'm running a Ryzen 9950 X3D CPU on MSI motherboard with a 360 AO and a RTX 5090. So my cooling is good, but tuning still matters a lot. Out of the box, X3D CPUs are efficient, but they still leave performance and smoothness on the table. Why you should tune? I started experimenting with Curve Optimizer because I notice higher temperatures, especially when I'm playing Star Citizen. This will push my Ryzen processor until the 70 degrees, so 68. I notice occasional stutter too, and inconsistent boost behavior. Going too aggressive caused freezes and even shutdown issues. So this became a balance problem, not max number problem. So this is the concept that I developed. I was doing this experimentation with ChatGPT. I asked him to do this as a professional undervolter and overclocker. And these settings that he gave me, or she or it, were totally crazy. And at first I didn't even consider them. But after applying them, my God, my CPU has completely changed. So this is very important for X3D CPUs. CCD0 is the gaming CCD. That is where the 3D V caches lives. CCD1 is the secondary CCD, mostly used for background and multi-core workloads. That means your Windows. So treating both CCDs at the same time is a usually mistake. So I first watched a lot of YouTube videos and tried many settings for many YouTubers, and most of them would look like this. PPT would be 190, TDC would be 120 or 130, and EDC all the way to 190. And they would then say put the CPU scaler to 10 and use boost override, overclock your CPU 200 megahertz, and voltage model will be on huge offset, sometimes going to -0.5, and that will create huge instabilities in my CPU. So I would be playing my game and suddenly my game would be freezing or my computer would crash. The problem was so big that even my friends who were playing with me regularly, they knew that I bought a new PC which is top of the line, one of the best in the world that you can right now have, and they were laughing to me, what is wrong with your PC? Like, my old PC is much better, you're constantly crashing, your PC is constantly restarting. And after a lot exploring, I found these settings that work magnificent in Star Citizen and also any game. So let's start with PBO. PBT will be 140, TDC 95, EDC 170. I set the thermal limit to 80 and CPU scaler to only 1. Boost override will be disabled, voltage mode auto. I avoid motherboard PBO, high scalar values and boost override because they increase voltage and instability for very little real gain on X3D. And I use Curve Optimizer to 2 CCDs. So CCD0 will be -20 and CCD1 will be -15. So I tested also -25 on the CCD0 and it worked in games but caused shutdown issues. Turning off the PC, my PC would be frozen because it's changing the voltage from high to low and then would cause a crash or freeze. Now these settings that I have right now is the sweet spot and it works wonders with me. I want to stress that every CPU is different, every computer is different, every cooling is different. So you should maybe try to play around, see how much you can gain, or maybe this will be too aggressive for you, so you'll have to tone down a little bit, maybe to -15, -10. So test it for yourself and find out what is working. If you find that something is very stable, stay on that. When I was using that aggressive undervolt and aggressive overclock, I would have 17,500 multi-core and around 880 to 890 single core score. And this is very important. This single core is very important for performance of the games. So after these settings, my score are a little bit lower on multi-core, 16,150. This is still magnificent, but my god, the difference is on the single core. Instead of having 880 score, I have now 900 to 915, sometimes even 920. And this is like crazy good, amazing. And what happens next is ideal temperatures. A Ryzen processor with the X3D cache will have naturally ideal temperature a little bit higher, sometimes even 10 degrees than the normal CPU. So if, for example, if you have a 9950, maybe the temperature idle will be 40 degrees, and on X3D it will be 48. That's what I have. And before this overclocks and undervolts, it was the same. But the difference is now in the gaming. Now when I'm playing in Star Citizen, I get only 58 Celsius. Before I had 69 to 70. That's 10-11 degrees lower. That's huge. Some other games are going even lower because they are not that CPU addictive like Star Citizen, because it's not optimized and uses less cores. With this setup, I've gained 0 stutters and no freezes. This is the best part. Lower temperatures and better smoothness, and of course less wattage on your CPU, prolonging the life of your CPU and motherboard, and less paying for your bills. I would also mention that you should use Process Lasso. In my last video, I will link it here, where I talked about settings for Star Citizen. I've explained how to use Process Lasso, so I'm gonna link the video here in the description of the video. Go down there and check this thing. This is amazing. So here we are now in BIOS settings. You will go to overclocking, OC Explorer mode, use Expert, then go to the Advanced CPU configuration, then go to the AMD overclocking, Precision Boost Overdrive, and here select Advanced. PBO limits you will set to manual, 140, 95, 170. Precision Boost Overdrive to manual and select 1 for stability. CPU boost clock disable and platform 80 or 85 depending on your CPU. Then go to the Curve Optimizer, and here you can select per CCU or all cores. I strongly suggest per CCU. Set negative and CCD0 to 20, that's the gaming, and CCD1 to -15, that is normal Windows usage. Perfect settings. Go back all the way to the beginning, then scroll down and you will see my settings here. Use this for the RAM. Don't use Expo and iXimpo. If you have optimized RAM like Hynix, use it, but you have to change wattage. I will show you where. These here settings can stay exactly as they are here. They are really good. Very important. Here at the CPU core voltage, do not use offset, use auto. So don't touch anything, leave it like that. And here for the RAM, instead of 1.4, use 1.37 volts. This will be amazing setup, work like a charm. And now just exit and save settings and you are good to go. As I already said, I have to warn you, I'm not expert. I'm just giving you what I think that is best for my CPU, and it is best for me right now. Every CPU is different. Do not blindly copy numbers. If you get freezes, shutdown hangs, or errors, reduce Curve Optimizer values, especially on CCD1, because that is the one that is worst. Stability should always come before benchmarks. Benchmarks are just to showcase and say, oh, look how much scores I have. And after that, you are left with a broken PC. So this is the most stable and smoothest X3D setup I've ever used. Not the highest benchmark numbers, but the best real gaming experience. If this has helped you, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what CPU you are running and what values are working best for you. Thank you for watching, my fellow citizens. Until next video, have fun out there.